Live television often feels seamless to audiences, with hosts greeting viewers with practiced energy, humor, and charm. Yet beneath the bright lights and polished performance, there are moments that reveal the deeply human reality behind the cameras. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have built not just a professional partnership, but a life together, intertwining career, family, and decades of shared experiences. On an ordinary morning that unexpectedly turned extraordinary, viewers witnessed how even the strongest partnerships can face uncertainty, how love and trust are tested, and how honesty and empathy guide relationships through moments of tension. This story is a reminder that vulnerability, courage, and quiet acts of care define human connection far more than perfection ever could. The unexpected absence. What began as a typical morning in the studio quickly shifted when Mark did not arrive on set as expected. The familiar routine, cameras rolling, producers coordinating, and Kelly preparing for the opening moments continued outwardly unchanged. Yet the empty chair beside her carried a subtle tension that everyone felt. Kelly instinctively noticed the absence of Mark's usual energy, the familiar playfulness, and the small gestures that had become a comforting rhythm in the show. Initially, she tried to maintain composure, attributing it to a minor delay, but deep down, she sensed that something significant had changed. The moment highlighted how even predictable routines can shatter, revealing the delicate interplay between public performance and private reality. Reading the note, a folded note was quietly handed to Kelly, a handwritten message from Mark. Its brevity belied its emotional weight, a heartfelt apology, an explanation of a personal decision, and a hope that she would someday understand. While the audience applauded and laughed unaware, Kelly's internal world shifted dramatically. Her practiced smile masked a flood of emotions: surprise, worry, and the disorientation of confronting uncertainty in a public space. The note, simple yet intentional, reflected Mark's vulnerability and need for space. It reminded Kelly that meaningful communication can be intimate and powerful, even when circumstances demand discretion and poise in front of millions. Processing the silence. Once the broadcast concluded, Kelly retreated to her dressing room, away from the studio lights, to process the note. Alone, she revisited the words repeatedly, attempting to reconcile them with her understanding of Mark. He had always been thoughtful, deliberate, and deeply present, making this sudden absence particularly jarring. Emotion surged, memories of shared mornings, family routines, laughter, and long conversations filling the quiet space around her. This introspective moment revealed the human side of navigating unexpected life events: the shock, the need to make sense of change, and the slow realization that patience, understanding, and empathy are required when someone you love is struggling or needs space. The search for answers. Kelly's concern grew urgent as she sought to reach Mark. Phone calls went unanswered at first, leaving hours of uncertainty punctuated by the quiet of her home, the small reminders of his presence, like a half drunk cup of coffee and neatly placed shoes. While the world remained unaware, she grappled with a swirl of emotions: fear, love, and the profound responsibility of caring deeply for someone in need of solitude. These hours underscored the challenge of balancing professional obligations with personal crises, and the emotional labor involved in supporting a partner while maintaining composure in public spaces. They reflected the delicate tension between private anxiety and public expectation, a duality many people experience in moments of vulnerability. The phone call. Eventually, Mark called. His voice was soft, calm, and tinged with remorse. He explained that he needed time to reflect, to assess his life, and to ensure he could continue living authentically within the context of their shared responsibilities. Kelly's emotions, a mixture of relief, concern, love, and understanding, surfaced as she listened. The conversation revealed layers of vulnerability, showing that even those accustomed to public strength feel the pressure of expectation and the need for introspection. In this moment, patience, empathy, and attentive listening became acts of profound love, demonstrating that supporting someone through uncertainty often requires stepping back and holding space without judgment. Addressing the audience. The following morning, Kelly faced the studio audience and millions of viewers with honesty, grace, and compassion. She explained the situation in measured terms. Mark was safe, taking time to reflect, and she supported his choice. Her explanation balanced transparency with discretion, modeling a thoughtful approach to public communication during personal challenges.
Some mornings feel ordinary, but others carry a quiet weight that shifts everything without announcement. That day in the studio, the familiar lights, cameras, and polished energy of Live with Kelly and Mark felt different. Viewers tuning in expected humor, banter, and light-hearted conversation. Yet they were met with something far more human, tension softened by deep care. Kelly sat in her usual chair, smiling as always, but her eyes revealed the weight she carried inside. Mark reached for her hand, not for show, but as a steadying presence. In that space filled with audience applause, production bustle, and bright lights, vulnerability took center stage. The studio, usually a place of performance, became intimate and almost sacred, offering viewers a rare glimpse into authenticity, a reminder that even those who seem invincible can experience moments that shake the heart. The shattering of invincibility. For years, audiences had watched Kelly and Mark navigate careers, family milestones, and daily life with a sense of effortless strength. Their laughter, shared stories, and subtle teasing painted a picture of unshakable resilience. Yet on this morning, that sense of invincibility softened, revealing the human truth beneath. Kelly's voice trembled slightly as she spoke, acknowledging that life often shifts in ways no one can predict. Mark, too, allowed the audience to see a quiet vulnerability, the rare exposure of someone deeply committed yet human, someone feeling the weight of uncertainty. Together, their composure and emotion blended, offering viewers a portrait of a couple facing life as it comes, side by side, with honesty, courage, and deep affection. The moment reminded audiences that strength is not the absence of challenge, but the presence of love and connection in navigating it. Confronting the diagnosis. In this fictionalized narrative, a medical challenge became the turning point that revealed both fragility and fortitude. Kelly struggled to maintain her familiar poise, occasionally wiping away tears while speaking with clarity and courage. Her words reflected the surreal experience of receiving life-altering news and the ripple of emotion that follows. The narrative focused not on specifics, but on the shared emotional journey. How uncertainty forces a couple to pause, confront reality, and find courage together. Through her openness, Kelly became relatable beyond celebrity, humanizing the quiet, intense emotions that accompany any life-changing moment, and illustrating the truth that even familiar routines can suddenly feel fragile. Shared vulnerability and support. Amid the tension, Kelly and Mark demonstrated the profound strength of partnership. When Kelly's eyes filled with tears, Mark leaned in, offering steady reassurance. Their hands held briefly, a quiet anchor, a shared acknowledgement that fear and love can coexist. The intimacy of these gestures spoke louder than words, showing viewers that strength is not about facing challenges alone, but about leaning into the support of those we trust most. Their shared vulnerability became a testament to the power of togetherness. Courage does not require independence, it thrives in connection. In watching them, audiences glimpsed a model for love, grounded in empathy, presence, and unwavering care, even when life feels uncertain. The weight of public and private life for Kelly. The challenge of balancing public and private selves has always been present. On screen, she radiates energy, humor, and grace. Behind the cameras, she navigates real emotions, responsibilities, and private moments. That morning, the barrier between celebrity and humanity blurred, offering viewers a rare and powerful reminder. Even those we admire most are fully human. Her trembling voice and Mark's quiet support highlighted a universal truth. Fear, uncertainty, and emotion do not discriminate, and life's challenges are experienced equally by all. The moment resonated precisely because it mirrored the viewer's own experiences, showing that vulnerability is universal, regardless of fame or circumstance. Love in the face of fear. Even amidst vulnerability and uncertainty, the couple's love provided an unshakable foundation. Quiet gestures, a touch, a glance, a soft word, communicated reassurance, strength, and presence. Kelly's admission that she did not know how she would continue without Mark was met with calm, steadfast support, emphasizing that courage is not born from isolation but from companionship. Their interactions reminded viewers that love is most profound when it sustains, steadies, and allows space for vulnerability. In this moment, audiences saw that partnership is not defined by perfection, but by the way individuals navigate uncertainty together, with patience, empathy, and unwavering presence. A message beyond celebrity. This story extends far beyond the boundaries of television and fame.